So now we're gonna get into some book news because we missed a lot. So probably over the next few episodes, we're gonna be covering quite a bit of things that happened in June. But I think we need to definitely talk about the Ali Hazelwood drama. This was all over my feed. I'm sure you've heard about this. It's kind of insane.
Let's get into it because I have thoughts.
So Ali Hazelwood did a little bit of a panel a few weeks back where somebody asked her about her thoughts on like the Hunger Games, and she said very blatantly that she didn't, in a funny way, because she's a really funny person. I think she was just trying to make a joke, but she said that she doesn't like Peeta. She prefers Gale because she finds Peeta to be a little like useless in the Hunger Games. That's her opinion. Whether it's right or wrong, I do disagree with her, but hey, whatever. This is a topic that's been discussed for like over 15 years. Who cares? Well, a lot of like the Peeta fans came for her and started like giving her like hate comments in all of her Instagram posts. People were writing like really mean things in all of these comments. So she just ended up deactivating her account because she didn't want to deal with any of the haters out there, which is really sad. And I cannot believe that people are such haters on this and take this so personally that this is a thing that they're wanting to go to war for. Like, it's just incredible to me.
I know, it's so interesting because so she posted like immediately a couple of things that I was like, oh no, don't take, like I know why she did it, but she was like posted like a couple of like very self-deprecating things. Like she posted a picture of her cat and she was like, even my cat judges me when I make like comments, and like she immediately was like, it's not a judgment of Suzanne Collins' writing, like I think she's an amazing writer, I just like don't like this character. And I was just like, and then it kept coming. Like the comments were so intense about like how terrible her books are, how annoying she is. And I think like if you have a legitimate criticism of a book, I think that's fine. Like we should be allowed, that's the point of art. If we're only saying, oh, everything is great and beautiful, we're not getting to the root of what art is about. So like fine. But this was just such an intense reaction to like a disagreement about a 15-year-old character arc. Like I don't get it. We've lost all nuance in the world.
It is just insane to me. Like, yeah, I this is not the thing that we should be like fighting over. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. There's like a lot worse things happening in the world right now that Peeta versus Gale should be your area of focus. And now you're going to be dragging down an author that actually is doing really good things for other authors out there, just for something like an off comment that you just mentioned. I don't know. I just find that
I just feel like
horrible.
If you're a person and you find yourself scrolling through the internet and you feel this pull to comment on a stranger's Instagram post, I encourage you all to take a solid 3 breaths, walk around the block, because I can tell you, like, you're very unlikely to change anyone's mind that way. You're very unlikely to feel happier after you've done it. Like all you're doing is digging into your own self-righteousness, and you're ultimately making yourself a stupider person because you're not being thoughtful. Like you can think these things, think them in your mind, talk about them with your friends, but like screaming into the void of the internet and then riling yourself up on a topic that is truly like the most asinine, like it's a useless conversation, almost as useless as Peeta. That's right, I said it. I think he's useless. No, I'm just kidding. But I just think it's so annoying. I don't know.
Yeah, it is quite ridiculous, and I think, and it is this like piling on type of situation. Like somebody does it, and then like they just keep kind of jumping on the same bandwagon where people just keep kind of like piling on and saying the negative things because they feel validated because that's what they've been reading, and they're like, yeah, this sucks.
You're so
like
right.
It is just, it's bad. And I'm just gonna remember that there's real people on the other side of this thing, and like it was really something so dumb. Like I can't believe that this was a 2-week, no, it's still ongoing, where people are still posting about this. It is just the dumbest thing. I have never felt the drive to just go say Team Edward or Team Peeta, like whatever, from whatever type of like fantasy world you want to be. Like that to me, I just find it so silly because everybody has their own different perspective on who they like. Like
also, who cares? Like it doesn't matter. She's not going to be like, you know what? You're right. My attraction has changed in this book. Like, come on, y'all. Like that's like being like, I don't like blondes. I don't like brunettes. It's like it's just preference. It's taste. That's
so
all
dumb.
It is. It's not that big of a deal.
Lindsay and I will tell you, we do not like the same men in the books.
We don't.
So,
like, and we've managed to have this podcast plenty of times.
Somehow we're still here.
It's not that
so
serious. Yeah.
it is fine.
Okay, let's move on to something more fun, which is that Paramount Plus is adapting Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This was after a bidding war. Paramount won the rights to Ross's novel, a fantasy enemies to lovers tale between two reporters accounting a war of the gods and chatting via a magical typewriter. Sophia Alvarez, who adapted To All the Boys I've Loved Before, will also adapt this story. Super excited about that. The Letters of Enchantment series has spent over 125 weeks on the New York Times bestsellers list, is a Goodreads Choice Awards winner, and has sold over 1 million copies. So this is a hugely popular series, and I think it's going to lend itself very well to a show or a movie.
I'm excited. I know you have read this, and a few of our friends have read it, and they really enjoyed it. So maybe as we're getting closer to the release date, I'll probably read it, and we can do an episode.
It's
on
a good
this.
time. Yeah.
Okay, another really fun one. Taylor Jenkins Reid and the Chicks are teaming up for a musical. In an interview with Time magazine, Reid, known for the novels The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and most recently Atmosphere, said that she's written a musical titled Goodbye Earl based on the Chicks song. Reid co-wrote the play with her friend Ashley Roger, and it follows two young women who plot to kill one of the women's abusive husbands and will feature songs from the Chicks. I'm excited about this.
It's gonna be so
I
fun.
love the type of music that details like a good story from beginning to end, especially when it involves killing an abusive husband. So I'm here for that.
You love a Thelma and Louise.
Listen, I love it. I'm really here for this one. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited.
Okay, our next story is a bit of a more complex one. It's about a legal precedent that was recently set. An AI company, Anthropic, destroys millions of books to train its AI model, but ultimately wins a copyright case. Citing an important legal precedent, Judge William Alsup of the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California said this did not violate U.S. copyright law. In an attempt to train their AI assistant, Anthropic cut millions of print books apart from their bindings to scan into digital files and train their AI. Judge Alsop ruled that this destructive scanning operation qualified as fair use, but only because Anthropic had legally purchased the books first, destroyed each print copy after scanning, and then kept the digital files internally rather than distributing them. The judge compared this process to conserving space through format conversion like you would do on a computer. Though the original publisher of the works legally control the content, there's something called a first sale doctrine that creates a loophole, allowing companies to do whatever they want with the physical books that they own. And so in this case, they just destroyed tons and tons of books for this purpose.
That is so sad.
Yeah. And so on that beautiful note, I think that's all of our book news for this week.